hunting,
fishing,
cooking,
camping,
conservation,
travel,
gardening,
photography, family.
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 This is the Outdoor Rules Podcast. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. Couple of guests around today. Rachel, say hi.
Hey.
We haven't had you on the podcast in a while. How long's it been?
It's been a minute, maybe.
Muzzleloader season?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
January?
The girls, I think it was the girls episode.
Oh, how have you managed to get out of doing this for so long?
I'm really skilled. At evasive maneuvers.
Doing better than Caitlin. Caitlin's here.
Yeah, I live right here, so she's 2,000 miles away.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, from Mike. Yeah.
And then Mark's feeling better. Mark's back.
Hello.
Mark wasn't feeling well last week when we were going to kind of do the same episode last week, and then we ended up doing the anniversary and marriage advice episode, and obviously we would have called you guys and talked to you all, but Mark wasn't feeling well, so we didn't. Did you guys have any marriage advice? We can clean that last little bit up.
I think it's one of the common themes that ran through that episode, which I thoroughly enjoyed, was just, make sure you're finding somebody that you can enjoy things together with. Not look for escapes from each other. Look for things you can do together.
Yeah, I agree. We have fun no matter what we do, whether we're going to the grocery store or golfing or fishing, or we always have fun.
Yeah.
Don't take things too seriously.
There you
Take
go.
yourself too seriously.
I thought it was really funny that, I think pretty much every woman said patience.
It's the opposite for us.
Well,
he has more patience with me. I'm the one that he's the one that needs more patience.
We all have our moments, though, right?
For sure. It's important all the way around. And then I thought the other part was the good one was choose wisely.
Yeah.
A couple of different
Pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's summer, and you guys just got back from deer camp a little bit ago, and you're looking forward to a trip down to Cape Charles to the Chesapeake Bay, and we've been getting out ourselves. So I thought it would be a good time to talk a little bit about food, which is a big part of all of our lives. I think at Outdoor Rules is kind of the connection to the outdoors and food, and maybe talk specifically a little bit about fishing and what we do with the fish that we catch. So why don't you guys download a little bit? How was this year's deer camp trip?
Oh, we had a really good trip. It's always a good time. We made the best of what we could. We had a lot of rain. I think Rachel and I got up there about 4:00 on Friday and stayed until Thursday morning, and we had 3 hours of sunshine the entire time we were there.
Wow.
So, but we fished in the rain.
Yeah.
It was warm, so it wasn't like it locked us in the cabin. But we had a good time. We caught quite a few trout.
Yep.
And went to Ole Bowl, which is a state park here in Pennsylvania. It's kid specific, kid centric, I guess would be the way to put it. It's like 300 yards of 15 and under trout stream, and CJ just gets there. She grabs her worm, she grabs her rod, and she's off like we were when we were kids, Mike.
Nice.
So it's neat to see that continuation of that kind of trend. Yeah, it was a good trip.
It was. Yeah, we always plan ahead with Matt on meals and things like that. We bring the birch barrel up, so that's, an integral part of our trips, I think, each year, and whether trout go on it or roast goes on it or burgers every single day. That's what happened this year.
Lots of cheeseburgers.
That's part of the reason why he didn't feel so great last year. All that red meat with his autoimmune disease, it doesn't pair well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did Other than like trout fishing and Ole Bull, did you guys do any other fishing at deer camp?
Yeah, we went to Stevenson's Dam, which is a small reservoir pretty close to camp, 45 minutes, and then we went over to Lyman Run State Park, which is another small reservoir. Did a little bit of bass fishing. That's just more so for just a place to go and hang out.
We went fishing on the Cinemahoning, didn't we?
Yeah, trout fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know you posted Outdoor Rules posted a video that you made, Rachel, right, of CJ cleaning a trout. That was it was a very cute video. It was really cool too.
Yes.
She seemed very excited about that.
She's very enthusiastic on the how-to videos. She will act an expert on things she knows nothing about. So it's awesome when we get her doing a video, she does know quite a bit about. So
yeah, well, that. I mean, considering her last name, that seems pretty appropriate.
It is as Pop Grant loved to say, you can't dazzle him with knowledge.
Yeah,
baffle him with bullshit.
Right.
Yesterday, Emmett had his first swimming lesson. And he was maybe 10 minutes into it, and she had him all lined up on the wall. He was working down the wall with, holding on to it. And she started walking away from him, and he turned to me, and I was pretty far away, like 40 yards away. And he goes, "Mom, should I go underwater?" Like, "No, listen to your teacher." And then he jumps off the wall into the middle of the pool. And she had heard him when he was yelling for me and was right there and grabbed him and put him back on the wall. And then he did it again. He's like, "Oh, I got this."
Oh, my word.
I feel like the hardest thing about learning to swim is getting over being fearful of the water. So maybe he's on a quick path to learning how to swim.
Yep. That would put me as a parent in a constant state of anxiety. Man, I don't know that I could have boys.
Yeah, no. I don't think you could.
They're really something.
I love hearing your stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of entertainment.
Right. It's just living through them. So after CJ cleaned the trout, what did you guys do with that one? And I guess what do you normally do with trout?
So we kept 6 fish total. I'm gonna little outdoor rules confession. I absolutely hate trout.
Not your favorite thing.
I don't know if it's that we kept them. That was like the only fish we were ever allowed to keep as kids. Like we never kept bass or sunfish or crappies when we were kids. That I remember. Do you, Michael?
I don't remember doing it very often. No.
Yeah, and so we always kept some trout. I will eat them smoked, which is pretty much my favorite. The only way I'll eat them. And I do like them that way, but that's about it. CJ absolutely loves them.
Baked.
Just baked, wrapped in tin foil,
on the grill.
thrown on the charcoal grill, and little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some butter.
Sometimes some lemon and dill.
Yeah.
Bake it on the fire or on the grill or bake it in the oven. But yeah, we really like to smoke our trout. We'll season it a little bit and then we'll hang them. And once they're smoked, we really like to do kind of like you would do with lox, like a bagel with cream cheese, some dill, some capers. I like capers. Nobody else in my
That sounds so good.
I like capers.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite way.
And I think there's a dip you make, right, Mike?
Yeah. Which
I've made already too. Like a crab dip, but a smoked trout dip.
Yeah, that one. That's kind of our favorite thing to do. I'm kind of like you, Mark. I'll eat them, but I don't love them. Like I don't just crave, cooking a trout. And so we will generally do, I think, pretty much exactly what you just said. We usually brine them. We wet brine them. So like, a salt, sugar, whole peppercorns overnight usually, and then smoke them. And then what I like to do with that mostly is pull it off and then mix it into a cream cheese based dip. And usually it's kind of about, I don't know, whatever I have around, but a little bit of lemon juice, some dill, a little bit of hot sauce, usually capers, mix it all up, and then spread it on bagels or have it on crackers. It's real nice to, like for a party to serve it, put a little bit of that on a cracker and sprinkle some fresh dill over the top of it. Looks real nice.
Ooh, on sourdough bagels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, Rachel. So you've in the last year or so gotten into making sourdough, Rachel?
I'd say in the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredibly daunting and overwhelming to get into, and people would be like, oh, you have to feed it 50-50-50, and they would just be saying a bunch of stuff that just sounded like absolute just nonsense to me. And my mom tried explaining, and she's German and can be a little terse in explaining, and she just doesn't understand why I don't understand. And yeah, it just wasn't computing. But they were in Germany for a month, and Chat GPT, man, that's where it's at. I was like, okay, what do I do with this? And it literally gave me like a step-by-step instruction on how to feed the starter, what to do with discard, and now I don't need it anymore. But now it's, I don't even have to think about it. And it's just been such a fun journey. So, and it's mark benefits for sure.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff made, and I have plans to do like little hand pies or pot pies with venison and stuff this fall, fresh venison. So pretty excited for that. But
she does a rosemary garlic discard rolls,
Mm-hmm.
and it just creates this nice flaky roll, and it's really good.
Nice.
That's my favorite thing. I don't love the bread. I'm not like craving the bread, but the rolls are awesome.
You didn't grow up with like crunchy European bread like I did.
We ate soft Italian bread is what we ate as kids. White bread.
Right.
Baguettes or anything like that.
Man, yeah, I got to figure out, maybe that would be an awesome recipe to put together: sourdough crackers or sourdough bagels for.
I've made discard crackers with bagels for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
We'll do that. All right, I'm down.
See, this episode's just going to end up making me hungry, which is fortunate because we're going to get to this, but we're planning to eat fish tonight. So.
Oh, nice.
What kind?
We've been catching walleyes. The walleye fishing has been
nice,
really good. So,
what do they taste like?
Very mild, really mild. It's my favorite fish to eat, but I also grew up in Wisconsin and not next to an ocean, but yeah, relatively firm, flaky, mild whitefish.
I mean,
you like it better than saltwater species?
I don't know that.
Oh, okay, well, you said it's your favorite to eat. That's what it is.
I guess maybe since in addition to being tasty, there's the nostalgia with it. If I had to pick one fish, I would probably pick walleye, but like halibut is pretty similar in terms of flavor, but different texture.
Okay.
But yeah, flounder, kind of white flaky like that.
They're pretty closely related to perch, and they are pretty similar to, just like in taste and texture, being like a big perch. But they are really good fish to eat. I mean, there are saltwater fish that I think I would choose over walleye, but I don't. There's definitely some that I would choose walleye over a lot of saltwater fish too.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're really good. So,
we don't have a very good fishery in where we're at in Pennsylvania. So for us to drive to a good walleye fishery, where we're not in Pennsylvania, where we're at in Pennsylvania. So for us to drive to a good walleye fishery, we can be to the ocean,
right,
in about the same amount of time. I mean, obviously Lake Erie is an enormous walleye fishery and a great walleye fishery, but we're just not it's equidistant to the Bay Bridge Tunnel, and so
Yeah.
for us, we're going to make that trip.
No, I don't blame you for that. Not one bit. Um, yeah, and to back up a minute, I did want to mention I I have found, because Robert is like CJ, he wants to bake trout. Like if he catches trout, he wants us to cook it, and he does pretty good eating them usually. But I I have found that I like to do the aluminum foil method, like you guys were talking about. And obviously, if you're cooking on a fire, that's kind of like the only way to go. But what I have started doing is opening them, like getting them, halfway cooked or a lot of the way cooked, and then opening them up and actually letting some of that steam out. Because
Crisp them up.
when they're in that foil, you're kind of steaming them, and I think
Mm-hmm.
the meat almost has a wet texture to it.
Yes.
And if that's what you don't like, open them up, and the earlier you open them up, the more you'll dry them out. And then I'll also sometimes like broil them a little bit to try to crisp the skin up on the outside, get rid of some of that extra moisture. I kind of like the flavor of them better like that. I like the texture of it better.
Have you ever filleted one?
Oh, I've filleted many trout.
And so what I specifically don't, it's not the wetness, the moisture for me. I don't love the flavor of the meat personally. When I was a kid, I ate a ton of them. Like a lot of my fondest memories fishing as a kid were going down to the Snitz Creek with Matt Gowdy. We'd go down, we'd each keep 2 fish, we'd bring them home, give 2 to Pop Bud because he always ate them. He loved to have them. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yep.
And we'd keep Meadow Tea, but we'd give him the Pop Bud, and then he'd make us hot Meadow Tea and cook trout after a day of fishing. But what I was going to say was, what I really don't like about them is the bones, which is what most people don't like about them. Did that help? Did you notice you had less bones when you filleted them? Do you have to have pretty decent sized trout to be able to get them bone free?
Well, yeah. So in my experience, if you catch a big one, it's really hard. Like, let's say you catch a 16 inches or bigger, it's really hard to get a trout that big to really cook evenly when you are doing the aluminum foil kind of baking method, because they're so thick in the back. You basically have the tail section that you've cooked the heck out of, and the middle is still undercooked. So filleting them really helps with that. But when you fillet them, then you can pretty easily trim all the rib bones off. But the rib bones aren't really the bones that are a problem when you're eating a trout, right? They usually pull away pretty easily, no matter how you
Mm-hmm.
cook the fish. It's that line of bones that come out off the spine, and they're kind of in the middle of the fillet. With
Mm-hmm.
a big trout, you can feel those with a knife and trim them out, and not, you generally get pretty much all of them out. We call them the pin bones, kind of like in a salmon fillet. You'll see people or hear people talk about pulling the pin bones out. It's that set of bones that you're trying to get.
Mm.
And on a really big trout, you can actually get a pliers, or they make a tool to pull the pin bones out, and you can actually pull the bones out before you cook them. But you lose a little bit of meat if you want to trim them out. But I kind of like doing that just for that exact reason, especially if you're going to be feeding it to a kid or to somebody that doesn't eat trout very often and isn't kind of used to where those bones are and how to avoid them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would much rather eat a big trout for that reason. In fact, we've been doing 2 things lately fishing wise. I mentioned the walleye fishing, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But we were also at a lake here in New Mexico that has rainbow trout, but it also has kokanee, which are landlocked sockeye salmon. So Game and Fish stocks the lake with kokanee, and that lake in particular grows really nice ones. So we caught a kokanee that was like 17 inches or something, which as kokanee go is a really big one. And oh man, they have like that beautiful deep orange, almost reddish colored meat. And
Yeah.
that's what we did with that one was filleted it and then just grilled it almost like a small salmon fillet. And
With the skin on, though.
Yeah, with the skin on.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave the skin on.
And they're really good. But I wish when
Have you ever?
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask if you had ever pickled trout. We've done that with pickerel. They're extremely bony as well.
I have never pickled a trout. I've never even heard of anybody pickling a trout. I wonder how it would be.
I think when we were in Montana, I think the Carters might have done it.
Really?
I think so.
Huh. I don't recall.
The bones just dissolve. So then it's not an issue anyway.
Yeah, let's talk about that because we did the same lake that I was talking about has pike in it, and we caught, I don't know, 7 or 8 small pike, and we do that sometimes too, Rachel, with pike. Do you kind of recall the recipe for how you guys pickle them?
We pickled the pickerel, but that was years ago. That was
all you.
You do the same thing, like you salt them, you lightly cook them, which is optional, but it's safest. And then you brine them, pack the jars, and then you can kind of seal and refrigerate. But if you want to keep them for weeks at a time or months, you definitely want to do the pressure cooking of them. But it's all a matter of what you're comfortable with. But yes, obviously the longer they're in the brine in the jars, the more the bones will dissolve.
Right.
But I think I would like to try that with trout because I remember really enjoying it with the pickerel and not noticing a single bone.
One of the reasons I like smoking trout so much is it eliminates a lot of that bone issue. When you have them, when they're smoked perfectly, you just kind of can grab the spine and pull all the bones out without an issue. So that is one of the benefits of smoking them.
Yeah, I know, Rachel, I came across, I mean, I've always kind of, well, not always, but I've been aware, of people pickling pike. And I saw Backcountry Hunters and Anglers many years ago. They posted a recipe for pickled pike. And so if anybody's listening and interested, that would be a good one to search. But it's like a basic salt, sugar, and vinegar brine. When I've done it, I haven't cooked the pike. And I know that we usually slice up some lemons thin and some jalapenos and some red onions and kind of layer that with the fish and some whole peppercorns, I think. And then, pour that cool brine down and pour the cool brine over. I have not actually cooked the fish when I've done it. I just put it in raw, and then I think what they had recommended, we try not to make too much at a time because we try to eat it within about 2 weeks or something. We refrigerate it right away. Start with everything cold, obviously, the brine cold and the fish cold. And then I think you got to wait a couple days for the bones to dissolve. But like you're saying, a great big pike, it's not too hard. Like I really like to eat pike. I think they taste good like fried or, almost any way that you would prepare fish. But they're very, very bony because they have Y bones in them. And the small ones, like the ones that would be the size of the pickerel that you guys catch, it's just like, it's almost impossible to make anything out of them without it being so bony.
I think aside from one that we might have, fried up, we pickled the rest because of the bones.
Yeah.
Just throw it all in there.
Right. Yeah, because if you start even a pretty big pike fillet, there's a nice chunk that you can get off the back, but that doesn't have any bones in it. But after that, if you start trying to trim bones out of them, and I know there's somebody listening here that's got a lot of experience and knows exactly how to trim a pike and exactly, the right way to fillet them, and is probably yelling at the at whatever device they're listening on.
Screen.
but for people that didn't grow up handling a lot of pike, it's just so hard to not lose a ton of the meat trying to trim the bones out. And the pickling is just like magic. It's just like you take
Yeah.
this bony fish, pickle it for a couple of days, and then there's no bones in it anymore.
Yep.
And
I'll tell you what, we'll try it with trout. We will, and we'll make a video of it. So
all right,
fail or success, we will let you all know.
I like it. That's a great
Nice.
idea. Yeah,
What do
and
you do then, Mike, with your pickled fish? You just like we ate it on crackers, kind of
yeah,
similar to the smoked trout.
I've served it a couple of times to people who initially turned their nose up when I said pickled pike because I mean even for me who loves everything pickled, like I admit it kind of sounds a little bit like something I might not love, but you know, we take it, put a piece on a cracker, put a little bit of sour cream on top of it, and then again some fresh dill kind of for garnish. And
Even like that pepper jelly,
oh
that
yeah,
like
that
jalapeno pepper jelly, that would be so good.
probably be really good. Yeah, I've definitely
now I'm getting
converted
hungry.
some people to the ways of pickling pike because it really is. I mean, if you like fish and you don't hate pickled stuff, it is really really good.
Yeah, and not to get on a tangent, different type of meat, but it's kind of the same category here. I love canned venison, pressure canned.
Oh yeah,
Oh my word, it's so tender, and people will see the cans and they'll be like, "That
Looks
looks
gross.
horrible." It does,
It looks
but
gross,
it's
but it's very
so
good.
good, especially like canned venison and like taco seasoning. Just
Do you guys can much of your meat? Do you
No,
do any pressure canning?
no.
I have never been brave
So,
enough to get into it. I know people that do
oh
it.
man,
I've eaten a lot
so
of it
good.
and
we
enjoyed it.
yeah, we do taco meat. We'll do burger. We'll do taco meat,
Just cube meat for stew and
cube
stuff.
meats for
Hmm.
stew. We'll do like a what am I thinking of with the noodles?
Stroganoff.
A stroganoff.
Hmm.
And yeah, and it saves you freezer space, if and if you have, whatever's left over from the year before's that venison, it's a nice way to move it down the
Rotate
line
your freezer meat. Hmm.
so it
Yeah.
doesn't get that weird freezer texture.
How
It's
does it
nice.
work?
You don't know.
You have to cook it some first, or how do you? What's the process?
Yeah, you cook it fully and then you just can it so it kind of just stays as is. And whenever you want a quick meal, make the noodles, reheat the meat, and you
Hmm.
can reheat it. It's better reheated on the stovetop than in the microwave, obviously. But yeah,
Nice. Yeah, I that would actually we could probably do a whole episode on canning. I know that we've gotten some requests to do some more stuff about our great aunts, Edna, Verna, and Sarah. It'd be really cool to work together, kind of all the stuff that they used to can and all the things that you guys are doing in that vein. So we'll have to work on an episode about that.
yeah, that would be
Were
cool.
you at camp, Mike, the year Pop Grant? I don't think the parents were there yet, but he took us out. He knew somewhere that had strawberries along the road. And it was like a Friday before mom and dad got up there, and he took us out and we all picked strawberries and then made strawberry jelly with Pop Grant in camp. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember it.
That was the first year. Like, I don't even think mom and dad were really into jelly making until after that year. Like, I remember that being like a pivotal moment in us making jelly as a family. It might have been Pop Grant's last year at camp. I don't, because I remember it clearly.
Yeah, I mean
But
I remember it as well, and I know that he didn't have anything. It was just berries and sugar.
yeah,
That was the
yeah,
whole thing, right? There was
yeah,
no gelatin, no anything else involved.
right,
He just made a
right.
stovetop jam basically, and it was delicious.
It was delicious.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember that
it was
too.
wild strawberries, so they were really good.
I've asked, like, I don't remember where that was.
No,
Do you?
uh-uh.
I wish I could find out. I wonder if they're still there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think that's something he had in his back pocket for I'm gonna take those kids to do that, or it was just totally opportunistic and he saw him on the side of the road and had everybody jump out and get strawberries?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Do you?
No. He had so many tricks up his sleeve.
He really did.
I think it was. I think
He
it
knew.
would have. It might have been hard to know in the moment if he was hauling you somewhere
Right.
to get you to collect strawberries.
Hmm.
He
It
already
could
had
have
that
been
in mind.
and it could have been between him and Simon. Simon could have, because Simon was at camp more than anybody. Simon could have had known where those strawberries were and told him where they were, and then
Right.
we're gonna make these kids go make jelly.
Yeah.
But he also knew, like, I mean, he had his memory bank where specific trees were in forests. Like he'd go and he'd like, we're gonna go hike to this persimmon tree that I know where it is.
Yeah.
I don't remember where any of that stuff is now. I wish I did. I'd love to go see some of that stuff. But
He liked to look for state record trees. He had an encyclopedic knowledge of plants. Actually, he had an amazing
amazing
knowledge.
Yeah, I wish I would have paid more attention.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that was off on a tangent. But
No, that's okay. So we did an episode together, a bunch of us, Caitlin wasn't there, but about ice fishing and panfish. When you guys have panfish like that, what do you do with them? How do you make them?
we turn a lot of stuff into tacos.
That's what I was going to say.
Rachel loves tacos.
I love tacos.
And I love that about Rachel.
Mexican food in general.
My love
is your favorite.
language, yes. Yeah, if we're not just straight up kind of pan frying them with, butter and garlic and salt, we will make them into tacos. Typically, we will air fry them, kind of batter them up and then air fry them and then eat them in tacos, kind of like, fried fish tacos.
So when you're prepping them, when you're saying batter them up, how are you actually doing it? Like, are you using a batter or are you using a dry coating?
So I will dip it in, I think I do buttermilk first, or you could use regular milk, but buttermilk makes it even better. And then flour. Yes. And then after the flour, then I'll dip it in egg, and then I will have some type of batter, whether it's, there's like the fish fry containers that you can get. I'll crush up a lot of like tortillas that have like the hint of lime and things like that, or cornflakes if you have them. But I really like that super crunchy stuff. I kind of grew up on that style batter as opposed to like the really fine cornmeal type stuff. So that's typically what we do. So it's buttermilk, flour, eggs, whatever batter you like, and then air fry them.
And do you
or pan fry them? We have pan fry them too.
Yeah. Do you season your fish first, or do you season into the coating?
Typically, I season into the coating, but I think it's better, and that's just I forget beforehand. I'm so excited to get it all dipped. But I would probably sprinkle the fish first, just because a lot of times the coating can flake off. So if you season the fish fillet before you do anything with it, that's what I would do. And salt and pepper, or one of our very favorite seasonings. And this is actually, I have to plug Matt here, or he will get upset that his name was not brought into it. He was the one who found, the brand is called Kinder's. And then it's called the Blend. And I think it's just a mix of salt, pepper, garlic powder. That's so good on anything. So I think next time I'm going to be sprinkling the fillets with that before I do the battering.
And typically CJ is less excited about tacos than we are.
Yeah,
so
that's probably
we don't,
because we force
we
them
make we make a lot of tacos. So we typically don't go crazy on our seasonings. We figure with a taco you can kind of do a lot post production if you want it spicier, or so we kind of keep it a little more bland. No, I don't want to say bland, but a little dialed back.
You guys can't handle as much spice as I can.
Yeah, I don't love spicy food.
I love spicy food.
I like spicy food. I'll eat spicy food. It's just I don't seek it out.
Yeah.
Not like your brother and your dad. They like seek the hottest peppers in the world.
Well, he grew them for a while. The Carolina Reapers, the Trinidad Scorpions, highest on the Scoville scale. He used to grow. So
he'd look like they were making like Breaking Bad. He'd have the full respirator goggles.
Oh man,
making this powder. So yeah,
we're not that spicy. Yeah, but typically we make it into tacos, and CJ's like, "Oh, tacos." And okay, we're having taco bowls. Great. We'll swap out the tortillas for rice.
She likes eating stuff like that over rice.
We do a similar thing, and I agree. I kind of sometimes forget to season the fish, but I think it's better because I think you can get more bang for your buck, like because you're putting all the seasoning onto the fish instead of seasoning into, the coating.
Something that could flake off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then usually that coating you end up throwing half of it away anyway. But we usually, when we fry fish like that, we usually do flour first, like dry the fish off as best we can with a paper towel, flour, egg, and then panko. We like to use panko just because you get really crunchy fish out of it. And then
lately for seasonings, you've been using that Cajun blackening seasoning, and then also lemon pepper for Robert.
Right. Our kids like lemon pepper seasoning. And
that's a rule quality.
That is a rule quality.
Somewhere along the way, we've been using a lot of Kinder seasonings too. I really like their lemon pepper seasoning. But then I just started, somebody introduced me to Spiceology recently, which makes they make seasonings for a bunch of people. Like I think all the Meat Eater brand seasonings come actually from Spiceology.
Is that where you got Jed's seasonings?
Oh yeah. That
like
was
no salt.
Yep. Because our brother-in-law Jed is salt-free now.
Yeah.
And so they make a whole lot of salt-free options for things. But they make a blackened seasoning called Black Magic that I really have come to like quite a bit. And that's actually what we're going to do tonight. Pretty much as soon as we're done with the podcast, actually, is I don't know why, but I've been craving a po' boy sandwich. You guys ever eat those?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I went and I made a remoulade before we started for sauce for the po' boys. What?
I don't know. Po' boy and remoulade just are paradoxical.
Well, I know. That's the Cajun side of right. It's like the whole French influence. So you have like lots of fancy things in Cajun cooking, but then you have po' boys.
But then you call them po' boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's I really like to make fish sandwiches because I really like fish sandwiches, and sometimes we do that with fried fish. But I'm going to hit this with blackened seasoning and just do it in hot cast iron and try to get a really good sear on some walleye. Serve it that way.
Should be good.
Pretty simple. I like those really straightforward preparations.
Did we get cheese? Is that traditionally part of a po' boy?
I don't think there's traditionally cheese on a po' boy, Caitlin. If they made them in Wisconsin.
Asking if there's...
She was making a recipe for a broccoli salad that we're going to have with dinner tonight, and she got to a point where it said cube cheddar cheese optional. She's like, when is the cheese optional?
It doesn't make any sense. Of all of the things, I would think the broccoli should be optional first.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, fried fish it's fun to make fried fish when you're either making fish for a whole bunch of people, like we deep fry a lot of it, but it's kind of a pain because you got to get all that oil hot. Maybe we need to invest in an air fryer.
Yes,
almost.
That's what I was thinking.
But she makes now we don't have salmon. We buy salmon. We don't have fresh caught salmon. But we buy salmon, and she makes like a what would you call that?
Bangin'. It's like brown sugar, balsamic, glazed, air fried. Oh my word!
It gets crusty.
So
it gets
good.
a nice crust on it. It's very good.
That sounds amazing. So, Rachel,
we have some family members going to fish for salmon.
Oh yeah, are they?
Yeah.
Maybe they could bring us some salmon.
Yeah, we should probably ask them.
You'll have to make sure Poppy puts that in his luggage.
Yeah. I was really surprised. I didn't know that they had any salmon in Norway. I mean, I knew they had Atlantic salmon in Norway, but I tried to figure out how to fish for those, but I couldn't quite get that figured out. But I just recently learned that they they introduced pink salmon up there, so there actually are Pacific salmon where we're going in Norway, and I think they will be there. We might be able to fish for salmon, so that'll be interesting. Rachel,
Before I plug the salmon, yeah, you were going to ask something.
Yeah, could you outline that recipe a little bit more? Because I want to try that. What do you do for the salmon glaze?
Salmon glaze. So you start by seasoning the salmon. I cut the skin off just because I like it to be seasoned 360. So you just salt and pepper it first. But you'll have a bowl. I think it's brown sugar, paprika, Italian seasoning, and garlic powder. I add a lot of garlic seasoning because I love garlic, and I do not do cayenne pepper. Sometimes they call for it, but again, CJ isn't huge on the spice. So you will just dunk it in there repeatedly. Like I like to have a really thick coated crust, and then literally all you do is air fry it for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. But then we make that into a bowl. So like we'll have rice with it. We will do, I don't know, we'll do a lot of like edamame.
Yeah, kind of like a fusion bowl type of thing with edamames and carrots and cucumbers.
Yep.
And then balsamic glaze. Balsamic glaze on top of it.
So there's no balsamic in the coating on the fish. You add that as a glaze afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could probably even dunk the salmon, like you could probably, or even brush it on the fillet before you dunk it in the seasoning. But I haven't tried that yet, just because I love the sauce on top, drizzled with everything else. But it's the brown sugar and the garlic. It's so good. I made it recently for someone, actually this week, and he reminded me this morning that I need to send him that recipe because it's so good.
I'm gonna throw one at you for a balsamic reduction. If you can get Mima's black raspberry jam, little bit of water, balsamic vinegar, blackberry jam, blackberry jelly, whisk that all up and reduce it. Really top notch. You get the sweetness from the fruit in there too. Yeah, real good. We do that occasionally.
I'll have to try that.
You can do it. Like we'll do it on elk steaks and other things too. But
oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yep.
Mike, real quick, as quick as you can be. We caught one trout in Potter that was real pink. Mm-hmm. Is that just because the fish has been in the stream more than a specific amount of time, more than like this year's stocking? Is that a year older trout that lived through the winter, or is that what would cause that?
Yeah, probably a wild fish or a stockfish that's been in there a long time and started eating a bunch of crayfish. I mean, they're basically any of that color in the meat is something that's coming from what they're eating. So a lot of times, like, you know, in big, like in state fish hatcheries, they're not fed anything that would give them that color. You can kind of produce that artificially. They sell fish feeds that have those things in them to get pink meat. But if you catch a fish with pink meat, it's probably because it's been eating. Usually crustaceans have a lot of the chemical that causes that pinkness in the meat. I think it's basically the same thing that makes a crayfish turn red when you cook them, you know, or a crab or a shrimp. So same basic thing. That's where it comes from, and that's why some are that color. And I think also a lot of times why they taste a little bit better, you know, when you've caught them that long, because a lot of the food that they get fed is fish meal, and you know that it's okay. It can lead them to be a little bit fishy tasting, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that the fish that CJ cleaned in the video is actually the fish he was talking about. I caught that one. That was the biggest one that we'd caught. When she cleaned it, it looked like salmon.
Yep.
I imagine. Do you think the little brook trout meat would look like that as well? We obviously never keep them.
Yes.
I assume that they would be the same.
Yeah. It would. Yeah. Yep. They'd be more pink. We used to keep some. Every now and then we keep them, and it's okay to keep them. There's a lot of brook trout in those creeks, actually, but we would keep some nicer ones and give them to the old lady that lived at the end of the driveway at camp there. And when we would clean those, they were always nice and orangish pink. Yep. They're good to eat, too.
It'd be interesting, catch one that's legal and eat it compared to a stocked fish. And not to knock stocked fish. They have to do what they have to do to keep the fishery going, keep people interested. I get that. But just to see, one that's eating the exact diet of what that fish is supposed to eat compared to,
Right.
you said, the fish meal.
Yep.
And typically if we buy fish, we're looking for fresh caught or wild caught, not the farm raised stuff.
Sure. So what else? You guys have the beach coming up, Cape Charles. Mark, I would imagine that you'll be out chasing sheep's head if you can.
It is my A1 agenda.
The audience can't see you rubbing your hands together there, but you're looking
maniacal.
You look like a fly.
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's the goal. Sheep's head, triggerfish, flounder, redfish.
Mm-hmm.
I love catching redfish. Typically at the bridge, we struggle to catch legal ones. Most of the ones we catch at the bridge are over slot. But
this year I'm doing it. And maybe this is a good pickling idea. I'm catching and keeping an oyster cracker.
I love it.
I'm gonna do it. I've been saying
they are
it.
venomous.
It looks intimidating.
Poisonous.
Well, one of them bit me like the first year that we went out, and it doesn't sound like something that would happen. Like, okay, a fish bit you, but you can ask Mark. Like, it bit me when I was taking the hook out, like a dog would bite somebody.
She learned the value of a hook discorder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ouch.
And their jaws are very powerful, and I didn't stop bleeding for hours. But I said, I've been watching this guy on YouTube and how he fillets them, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna.
Do you remember, Mike,
catch one and make
eating
one.
puffer fish?
Yes.
We used to every now and again. And what you did with those is you kind of cut the head off and then pull the skin off.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's what they do with them. It's very similar. I imagine they're somewhat related in some way.
Yeah, I don't know.
The shape of the fish.
I don't know if they're related or not, but
they're very shaped. They're all shaped kind of the same.
Right.
Big heads, skinnier down to the tail.
But
the oyster cracker looks like when you reel it up, it's like a globby.
Yeah, it just looks like Jello. It's gross.
With a big old mouth.
And the guy on YouTube that I've been watching, he deep fries them, but
they're called toadfish. Other places
yes.
would be another name for
oyster
them.
Toadfish.
Oyster toadfish.
Yeah, I mean they call them oyster crackers because their jaws are powerful enough to crack oysters, more or less. I mean,
it's true.
So you don't want to really stick your fingers
confirm.
into the mouths of the oyster crackers.
Can confirm.
It's a hunk. It's a hunk of muscle made to drive a giant mouth. Right?
Yeah,
Right.
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
Generally, any fish that comes from salt water, you just keep the digits you want to keep attached. You keep those away from their mouths.
Yes.
Yeah. Good advice for sure.
When we've gone to the beach with you guys, somebody often makes ceviche. What? I can't remember what fish we're using for that.
Sheep's head.
We did sheep's head.
Sheepy ceviche.
Sheepy ceviche.
Some jalapenos, some onions,
vinegar, lime,
lots
of cilantro, and garlic, obviously.
For those of you that like cilantro,
do you substitute something when we make it at home? Parsley or something?
No, I just
Parsley
go kind of
would be
light on the cilantro usually. Yeah,
Mm.
I think I have
Does it
that.
taste like soap to you?
Yeah, cilantro
no.
tastes soapy to me.
That's unfortunate.
I'm not. I wonder. Like, there's got to be some. Some people have that worse or something because it's not like I can't eat something with cilantro in it, but if I eat something with a lot of cilantro in it, then it tastes a little bit like Dawn dish detergent to me. So, don't love it.
You're not supposed to drink dish detergent either, Mike. You shouldn't know what that tastes like.
Thanks, Mark. I'll keep that in mind. the next time I reach for the dish detergent. Oh, Mark said I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, there's not much better than getting back from being out on the boat all day and making someone else fillet it. I'm not great at it. Usually, like I think that trip we made Hunter do it, but fresh.
No, Mike and I cleaned a lot of fish the last time we were together.
Yeah.
Hunter
I
was
will
very
say-
helpful, though. Hunter's good at
Yeah.
cleaning fish.
Yeah, Hunter's good at cleaning fish. I will say we eat a little more adventurous with you guys around than the
'Cause
rest of the rural clan.
Right, it's just us otherwise.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, and then either having a Corona, or I think that trip I was making us gin and tonics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Having that with the fresh ceviche, and we would do the crabs then as well.
Yeah, it
We
doesn't
need to
get
do
better
that.
than that.
We need to do that trip again. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, next year, hopefully, we'll be able to join you guys for a Virginia
Yeah.
beach trip. The boys need that for sure.
we should make it 2 weeks.
I'm down.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Mark said it.
As long as Caitlin doesn't draw like the desert sheep hunt and the
In
bighorn
August,
sheep hunt
yeah.
and the
Well, our
That's-
kids
that's
start
bound to
school,
happen
so
at some
our
point.
problem is our kids start school so early now. Like they're starting August 9th.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's really early here.
Wow.
I think, well, and I'm going to Norway with Robert.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about our problem this year. Just generally what our problem,
Oh.
our challenge to sort out is going to be
Right.
right.
avoiding them missing the first week of school. Now that they're actually in real school.
Yeah. What else will you guys do with fish down there? Anything typically that you do that we haven't already kind of talked about?
We like to crab stuff our flounder. I mean, we run. So in Virginia, you can run crab pots off the shore. I forget how many we're allowed. You might remember, Mike, but it's quite a few. But we keep we have 4, I think, between all the people there with fishing licenses. So we'll have crabs, blue crabs. We're talking most nights, and then we'll take that meat and do some other things with it, crab dip, and we like to crab stuff our flounder fillets. Flounder's okay to me. It's not my favorite, but I'll eat it. I know a lot of people who love it, and I get it, but
Yeah,
it's kind of like once I've eaten trigger and sheep's head, like as far as eating fish goes, like that's what I'm after.
right.
But usually when we go down, we go down with Mima and Poppy and Matt, and they're not huge on like the ceviche type stuff. So if we have a redfish, typically Mima bakes that with just some probably lemon pepper
Probably
seasoning,
lemon pepper.
and we'll just bake that and have it with buttered noodles, knowing Mima.
Oh
So,
yeah. God, I
That's
love
a favorite in our
I
house.
love buttered noodles.
I love buttered noodles too.
It's probably Emmett's top 3 food.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got real mad at me. Emmett and I had an argument recently because I brown butter, and so you get like the little bits of the protein actually browns, and he was mad at me because that was in there, and I think he thought it was pepper or something. So he was like refusing to eat it and kind of yelling at me about it. And then I had some noodles that I hadn't put any butter on, and I gave him those, and he's like, "No, these aren't right. These don't have the butter on them that you make." And I'm like, and then finally he took a bite of the ones with the brown butter on, and he's like, "Dad, these are really good. I like these." I'm like, "Yes, I know."
He's super stubborn, but yeah,
Oh,
he will.
man.
He is willing to change his mind.
Yeah. We do a thing. I like to bake fish every now and then. And like when we get these bigger walleyes, it's something that we'll do. Because like the panfish, the perch and stuff, it's kind of too small to bake. I don't know. It just sort of goes away. It's better to bread it and fry it. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it feels more substantial as a meal. And so we don't often get like the kind of fish that you guys are getting in saltwater where, it's kind of big enough that you really have a nice fillet to do that with. So when we get a nice walleye, one of the things I'd like to do is I make somewhere at some point I read a recipe where they use mayo as a base for a sauce, and I'll take a lime and zest a lime and then squeeze the juice in, and salt and pepper and garlic and dill, and then basically brush that all over the fish, and then I bake it until it's almost done, and then throw some Parmesan and panko or just a little bit of breadcrumbs on top and broil it at the end. And that is a really nice way to make fish like that too. That mayo based sauce really gets nice and pulls into the fillets, and a lot of good flavor. It's nice.
And the dill. I mean, dill keeps coming up, but it's definitely my favorite herb with fish.
Yeah. Caitlin definitely does like dill on her fish. No doubt about it.
I'm a big aioli girl, so that speaks to me.
Right. That remoulade that I made today for the po' boys, it's basically just an aioli. It's more or less, it's lemon juice and mayo and paprika and garlic. That has capers in it, actually. I've never made this recipe I made today, so
you'll have to let us know how it is.
Yeah. I'm kind of like...
Mike's so excited. He's like about to jump out of his chair. You can tell he's so excited to get going on fish dinner.
I'm so hungry now.
Now that we've been talking about food for an hour.
Podcast has made me hungry. All right, so to recap, what did we run through? Smoked trout, baking trout. We talked a bunch about walleyes.
Trout dip.
Yep, trout dip.
Tacos.
Yeah.
Salmon.
And
pickled fish.
Oh yeah, we really covered some ground here. So
we didn't even talk about poke bowls.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
talk about it.
So we like it's just rice wine soy sauce on tuna steaks, on tuna, and then cube it up and then just eat it just like that on whatever you like. We usually did it on like a bed of greens, right?
Yep, bed of greens. We obviously always add rice, but I like a lot of green onions. So I'll put like the tops of the green onions. We'll have them with some edamame. A recent discovery of mine, and it's not even a discovery of mine, I actually have to plug one of our top listeners here, Dan Stoltzfus, and this guy listens to every episode we have. So shout out to Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
He got us on this Japanese barbecue sauce. It's the front of it has like an octopus on it, and I wouldn't even know how to pronounce it, Bacchans or something, Bachans. But here, I'll show you guys because you guys can actually see it. But this is the best Asian sauce I've ever had, and I would put it on anything. So they are a 10 out of 10 must have for poke bowls.
Nice.
Yeah, and I like the original the best, but thank you, Dan, for that.
And we'll sear tuna as well and do like a Japanese a bowl like that. And I mean, CJ and I, we love Yum Yum sauce. So the brand Yum Yum sauce, the original, not the spicy stuff we learned. But so yeah, we do a lot of Asian style with our tuna.
We are.
So we're not having Mexican bowls; we're having Asian bowls.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're actually going to Cabo for Christmas this year, and the yellowfin tuna fishing is supposed to be really good down there then. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, some tuna recipes would be good. We'll have to figure out after that on our next trip home, bringing some yellowfin home for you guys.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I am really excited about I don't want to get into Norway too much, but of all the things in Norway that I hope we can catch. I mean, I want to catch a big halibut. That's kind of why we're going. But they catch those wolffish or wolf eels there. And everything I read about them is how good they are to eat. And people describe them as tasting like a cross between halibut and crab. And I am just like beyond excited to try to catch one of those to eat. So,
do you have a recipe figured out?
No.
They're terrifying.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kind of offensive looking.
Look them up. They're they're a fish that is so ugly it's beautiful.
It's not beautiful.
It's not beautiful.
I haven't even seen a picture. What are
really?
they? No.
Oh,
it reminds me of Matt.
Oh shoot! I disagree with that, but
Strange and awkward.
You have to say that,
I'm gonna
Caitlin.
ignore that
oh my
comment.
gosh, that's a big one though.
My dad and my brother have fished a lot in Alaska, and they said fish that they enjoy eating better than halibut is ling cod, and I've never had it, but I've heard that they're absolutely just delicious.
Yeah.
Have you guys you've had ling cod?
I've
Yeah.
had them. I've never caught one.
Didn't we catch one in Montana, or did Larry get
No,
it?
that's a ling. That's a freshwater
Oh, that's
a
eel
burbot.
pout. Yeah.
eel pout, burbot,
Yeah,
ling.
never mind.
They are good to eat too, but a ling cod is a whole different thing.
Never
Saltwater
seen one.
fish. Yeah, I'll show you one of those. They're pretty ugly too. They're not as ugly as a wolf fish. So
Because you were doing all your cooking,
What's
so you
uglier?
should bring a recipe.
yeah, I should look up some wolffish recipes before I go.
Yep.
It's going to be
What do
really
you do with
interesting.
your halibut?
Oh, go ahead.
What's your favorite thing to do with a halibut?
Oh,
I've always just baked it because it's so big and flaky, and I like big flaky fish.
I like
Do you
to
have anything you guys
marinate
like to
it
do?
in chimichurri
Yes.
and then grill it and
Love
then serve it with
Ooh.
more chimichurri on top of it.
Yes.
I love chimichurri.
Ooh. So
So
does Rachel.
Yeah.
I like it too. I don't. It's not something I seek out, but I do like it.
Trader Joe's has some bomb chimichurri.
Oh, really?
and I will just have that stocked in the fridge at all times.
Do you guys have a Trader
Mm.
Joe's?
We
yeah.
do, but I didn't know that.
Do you go there?
Uh-uh.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
We go to Trader Joe's a lot. Trader Joe's has got a lot of good stuff.
Yes.
A big
Get their
thick
chimichurri.
walleye fillet with
Yeah, that'd be good.
chimichurri grilled would also be a nice thing.
Before you said po' boys, I was gonna. That's usually when you ask me for my ideas. That's one of the two I often have.
There you go.
Chimichurri.
We'll do that next.
Yeah.
Next big walleye.
And then we're jumping around. Sorry. On blue crabs, what do you guys like to do? I know in the past we've caught blue crabs, and then you guys freeze them and take them home. We'll do the same. But what do you do with them with your blue crabs?
Well, my favorite thing to do with blue crabs is make crab cakes. I love crab cakes,
I
but
do too.
it's so hard to pick enough meat to make crab cakes. So sometimes, dip, I like to, it's nice to do things that stretch it.
Mhm.
I really like crab soups too. So,
Mhm.
you can take a pound of crab meat that would only really make a handful of crab cakes and stretch it out into a big, thing.
Or
of
one
soup.
crab cake for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're being honest.
Right. I was going to say 2 crab cakes that I eat both of them. But yeah, I like, so crab dip is also another one. Do you guys have anything? Crab stuffed flounder is amazing.
We've made crabby marinara a few times. One time it was
Ooh.
amazing, and another time it was not quite as good.
Yeah. That a hot tip on that. I read somewhere that, you can make them go far by actually taking the crab and cooking it in the marinara sauce. So like, don't steam the crabs and pick them and worry about doing all that. Like take 2 or 3 crabs, cook them in the marinara. That imparts a lot of flavor into the marinara. Then pull the crabs out and then pick them. So I think it's really good if you do it that way. The time I did it that I thought it wasn't as good, we used crabs that had already been cooked, I think.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Because in order to get them home, of course, we have to steam them.
Sure.
It's such a
And-
it's such a labor of love for us to get those blue crabs home because we got to take time, and you guys are amazing at helping us do it. But it's like taking time out of the vacation to, steam the crabs and
we
cool 'em
use
down
it.
and-
Once we get them
I
home, we
enjoy
use
that.
it. But
yeah.
I really do enjoy that. That's some of my favorite, because that's when we had the ceviche and the gin and tonics, and we're just all sitting around as a family. Even people who don't enjoy eating the crab, like Kaylee doesn't. Does Kaylee enjoy eating the crab?
I don't know.
I think she just enjoys, it's satisfying to like pull the whole claws out. Like I think
Right.
it's just fun fellowship as a family to do.
I agree.
And Mike has changed our crabbing game. Do you want to explain how you prep your crabs now? What you taught us?
Oh, like how we clean them?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, instead of steaming them whole, we take them and we throw them in ice water for, you don't have to throw them in for too long, 20 or 30 minutes, get them real chilled down, and then you just
Less
essentially,
angry.
yeah, they're far easier to handle. And then you
Less so
basically
kimchi.
just pull the carapace off, pull the top of the shell off, clean the guts out, and split them in half, rinse them out with a hose to get everything out, and then you just steam them right away like that, and it's a much easier, kind of a much less messy than when you actually go to pick the crabs too.
It is. I would say that if you're taking someone who's never eaten crabs before and want them to try crabs, and you're somewhere where you're catching them, you get a much cleaner, much cleaner product in the end. You're not dealing with the mustard. And I know some people like the mustard, and probably if there's anybody from Maryland listening to this, they're like, oh my God, they're ruining crab meat. But it's a much cleaner process, I think. And then it makes it nice because what you guys do, or what we do, is take paper towels and put the crabs between two stacks of paper towels, and then slide those into vacuum seal bags, and then vacuum seal them up.
Yep.
So
and then freeze them,
and then freeze them, and then
that's how we're
you can
able
take
to
them home, and they last. They last for a good solid 4 months.
Yep.
I think that they don't get weird.
Yeah,
you can definitely. They're definitely not fresh, but they're not.
Yeah.
Especially if you're putting them in something,
right.
You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this crab is from, weird.
Right.
Then where you clean them, that's when the cast netting is best.
Yeah.
That's Rachel's favorite thing to do at the beach is to cast net for whatever she can catch.
Yeah, well, in the Outer Banks one year, how many pounds of shrimp did I
We did catch a lot of shrimp.
cast
Really?
net? We had.
It's the only time I've ever caught fresh shrimp.
Why was
Like
I
where-
not there for that?
I don't know.
You tell me.
We also caught something. We also caught quite a few stone crabs.
hmm
And I don't know. Do you know what stone crabs
Yeah.
are? So
I don't.
obviously, So they got really big. They're not a huge crab, but I mean, they do get pretty big, but they get really big claws. And you're not allowed to kill the crab. You can only take one claw off the crab if it has both claws.
Okay.
And there's a regulation on how long the claw has to be, at least in North Carolina. And we caught I would say 4 or 5
Mhm.
that we could actually remove the claws from. And oh my gosh, that's the best crab. If you would price it in stores, it's super duper expensive to buy stone crab meat. But it is phenomenal. But we had a year where the storms kept blowing from the sound across the sound, so from inland out. And I think it just pushed all that stuff that was normally in the sound, washed it against
I'd be out
banks.
there all night, and it's just absolutely sideways downpouring. But I just keep cast netting because we just kept getting more.
You
and
shine
more
a light,
shrimp.
you see shrimp eyes, you throw for it, and then you'd catch 4 or 5 shrimp.
Oh,
And we
man.
had one. I mean, we had a bucket of shrimp.
We did a big night
It
of
was so
scampi.
good.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, you were saying about how long those blue crabs keep, Mark. That's one of the things that we like it, that you can get them in the summer, and then we would usually bust them out around Christmas time. Caitlin's family, through some family friends who are of
Cereals.
Italian descent, the Cereos, they engage in this. I think it's called the Feast of the Seven Fishes, and it's a Christmas Eve.
They do it New Year's Eve.
They
Sometimes
do it New Year's
too.
Eve. Well,
So,
anyway, it's around the holidays, and it's basically 7 fish courses, and of course you can count. They count shellfish and everything else. It is insane. Every time we do this, we're always like, okay, focus on like making a small plate, like it's a little, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna have
Right.
7 courses, and by the end of it, you're so full.
You're
of
done
food.
after 4 or 5 courses.
But like sometimes we do a crab dip. That so nice to have those blue crabs. Pull them out of the freezer and make a crab dip, or make little mini crab cakes or whatever. Crab soup one year.
Sounds like you need to intermittent fast a day or 2 before.
Yeah, and probably a day or 2
Prepare
after.
yourself. Yeah.
When you do your crab soup, do you do a cream based soup, or do you do a Maryland style red?
Both.
Yeah, I like the cream, like the more she crab kind of creamy soup, but I do also like a tomato
Isn't
Maryland crab style tomato
isn't my
soup.
mom's like a hybrid? She does kind of
She
a.
does. She's found
It's
a
like a
recipe
creamy
that's a little bit of
tomato.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like them all. It's hard for me to find things made out of blue crab that I don't like.
Do you like do you eat soft shells?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Do you like soft shell crab? Yeah, I do too.
You
I
like the
love
soft
soft
shell
shell
sandwich.
crabs.
Yep.
Crab deviled eggs.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good one.
that does sound real good.
That'd be a good Feast of the Seven Fishes dish.
Yep. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
We get so into it. We actually still, like, for a whole year, so we'll write it all out and then put the paper up on our cabinet so that we can plan, like, what each course is going to be. And then for a whole year, we just leave it on our cabinet what the menu was that day and then start again.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, good time.
For your fish sandwiches, I don't know that you guys have it. I assume that you would. Have you ever had truffle hot sauce and stuff like that? Have you had that brand?
Nope.
Nope.
They make, oh my word, maybe I'll have to ship you some. Truff makes a spicy mayonnaise, and you obviously have to like truffles, but it is to die for. It is so good, and I put it on every sandwich I make, but I feel like that would be bomb on a crab sandwich or even like with crab cakes.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Well, now I am very, very hungry to go
Hungry.
eat some fish.
Yes.
I'm ready to get out of your way.
All
You
right.
better put those po' boys in your story, in the stories.
All right. I'll send them to our digital media manager.
Who will then send them to his
To his-
assistant.
Just text them to me, Mike. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
Well-
hold on. Don't skip the middleman. I need my salary.
Yeah. Well, anything else before we go?
No, I do have one hot tip for smoked trout that I always forget every single time until after I've done it. Don't cut the heads off your trout.
Don't cut the head because you truss them and hang them, right?
I hang them. Well, I won't on the ones I cut the heads off.
Right. They do become harder to hang then, yes.
They do.
Yeah.
That is
So,
a good tip.
yeah, I do like to. And I typically like my trout to be between, like, I don't know, a foot to 14 inches. I try to get them all roughly the same. The bigger fish, they're a little harder to get done.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah. And
So-
I will smoke trout fillets from those bigger fish. I will fillet them and just smoke the fillet because for exactly that reason, because they're like impossible. You got to smoke them forever to get them done.
Yeah. I did just find out there's an Amish guy local to my work who, for $1 a fish, will smoke as many trout as you want.
That
And
seems
kinda
like a great deal.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Does he have a minimum?
I don't know.
You could take him one trout. Hey,
I
buddy,
don't.
caught
Yeah,
this
I don't
today.
think you could take him one trout. I would imagine so, but I am tempted to at least try it.
I
mean,
would.
Yeah.
You get 20 trout together. You spend more than $20 in
Oh,
electric
heck yeah.
and
Totally.
ingredients in your
Pellets,
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So as long as they taste good,
for sure. Let us know how that turns out.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely do that.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for doing this.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good to
thank
see you
you.
guys.
Yeah.
We're excited. We're excited to hear how Norway goes. We're looking forward to all the reports.
Yeah, thanks. That's till this comes out. What we'll be, a week and a half away from leaving. So I packed and weighed Robert's suitcase today. I think I got a plan. It's going to be the final analysis of this, and particularly the part about getting fish home to eat, which I am dead set on doing. I am bringing fish home, is really probably going to be an interesting story unto itself. So everybody stay tuned for how that goes.
Do you remember Aunt Beth's plan for flying home from Alaska?
No.
So Aunt Beth, when she went to Alaska, if I remember correctly, and I'm sure she'll let me know if I do or not, but I believe she just took clothing that she had zero intent on returning with. So like,
Oh yeah,
she just
no.
took like,
Oh, now I know where
holy
this comes from.
t-shirts and like, so like she'd wear it for a couple days and then that made room for all the souvenirs she wanted to bring back.
Well, Now I know. I mean, that is Mike's favorite. I'm pretty sure it's his favorite thing about going on vacation is that he can then bring clothes to throw away.
Oh yeah, I love it. I packed a pair of boots in Robert's suitcase today because there was room for them that I am going to throw away in Europe.
Yeah,
It's like a
or donate
beneficial cleansing on top of the vacation.
Exactly, and it makes room for me to bring things like fish home. So everybody wins. Rachel really is looking like Rachel can't even look at me through the computer right now.
Well, the first time you did it, I remember
feel
being like,
Rachel just learned something about me that maybe changes the way she feels about me forever.
The first time you did
I
it,
might be slightly judging you.
the first time you did it, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. But then a few years later, I realized that it's almost a compulsion. It's almost a compulsion.
You married into this family, both of you.
I didn't know this prior.
Mark's probably just been waiting for somebody to tell you that the rest of us do this so he can start doing it himself.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well.
I'm going to go thrifting in Catersport next time and be like, wait a minute.
She's been wondering why she loses articles of clothing after trips.
I never liked this sweater. Oh, boy. Well, if you're still listening, thanks. Thanks for sticking with us. As always, you can find all of the content on our website, www.outdoorrules.com. Mark, but actually Rachel keeps up on our Instagram page at Outdoor Rules.
Some stuff.
Find us there.
And please, if you have any recipes or anything you guys like to do, please share them with us. We'd love to hear about them and try them out ourselves. And
yes.
Yeah, we'll get a couple more recipes up on the website, but if you send us something, we'll post them there. So, all right.
Yep.
Thanks
Stay tuned
again,
on
guys.
trout pickling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
Pickled trout. Here it comes. Love you guys.
bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you
too.
guys.
Bye.
Hunting and fishing, the great outdoors, mixing history, laughter, love, and folklore, creating memories with family and friends. These are the trophies that matter in the end. Outdoor Rules.